Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of Soaring Through Chaos. As always, the purpose of these stories is to help each other to understand life. Yes, we are in the midst of a fairly chaotic time in everybody's life, the pandemic. And for many of us, this could be the biggest crisis we've been through. But many of us have been through these things before. With me is an amazing person I got to know over the last 2 years, Sharmila Divatia. And this was at a very unlikely event. I was at the Computer Society of India in Vadodara, Gujarat, and we were talking about technology. And Sharmila was very impressive because of her focus. Everybody was talking, different things. Sharmila was very focused. She met me. She said, Shankar, I want you to be one of our, we do this one on one coaching. Would you be one of them? Unfortunately, I was busy doing 100 other things, but I'm catching up with life and with Sharmila. Sharmila, please tell us your story. How did you end up with these kinds of things? You've done Bringle Academy, you've done many things in your life. Tell us, how did you end up with these things?
Good evening, Shankar, and it's a pleasure and honor to be here. Uh, well, my life started in Delhi. I was born and raised in Delhi, 1964 to 1970, almost 6 years. Uh, Good school, very, very close friends, and a very close knit family. We were in a joint family, and then my dad moved to Baroda to build IPCL as a project. He started his business with that. In 1970, we came to Baroda. I was admitted in the convent of Jesus and Mary, and my brother in Rosary High School. So,
Wow.
y- yeah, yes, Shankar.
Yes, I'm very familiar with all these schools because I'm the same age as you. I grew up in Bombay, but Rosary, my sister-in-law went to Rosary, and the Convent of Jesus and Mary was probably one of the most coveted schools in Baroda at that time.
Yes, unfortunately, uh, on the second day of school, I came back with a fever, and I went into coma. I don't know how my mother coped because she was alone in the house, new to the city. And believe me, I still think that she has been the backbone for the entire family till today. Uh, she took me to a hospital. I was diagnosed with encephalitis, and I was, I think, a study for the doctors because there was no hope. They told my mom to take me to the uh, civil hospital, SSG, the Sir Sayaji Rao General Hospital. I was there for um, 4 weeks in the pediatric general ward because I was supposed to be under constant care. Had it been a private room, there won't have been constant care.
Oh, okay.
So, well, I had a wonderful team that saved my life, and I am so thankful to them even to today. my nurse, Mariamma, till today, I don't think anyone would have cared so much. I think she was the first one who heard me cry when I woke up. And she rushed to my parents and to the doctor. They took up that, and I guess I am here to tell the story because my doctors, my therapists, my nurses put me here, and I'm grateful for that.
And in those days, encephalitis was, there was no known
Uh,
cure except for some
no,
vaccination that came about later, isn't it?
Shankar, there is no cure even today.
Even today,
The
that's true.
mortality rate is 94% even today.
Wow.
So I am that lucky
6%.
5%
Wow.
who has I mean, I have my intellect intact, and
Yes, of
that is
course.
all that I thank God for. I have a physical problem because of my illness. Encephalitis is a virus. It hit me. I have an inch of space in my head here that tells a story. My motor control of my left side is gone. So I lost my eye, I lost my voice, my hand, my leg,
On the left side
and
of your body.
yeah, this I was minus 16 from, yeah, and no voice. The voice box muscles were gone. My hand is still not usable to a large extent. And yes, my leg is in perfect condition. I have bicycling and swimming to thank for. 18 years of therapy, out of which 15 were intense, really intense. All through my education, I've had to go through therapy, medicines, and therapy, no holidays, no vacations, nothing.
So all through your school and college education
So,
as well.
yeah, all through school, all through college. And believe me, because of my therapy sessions, I had to shift to the school which was afternoon, and hence I moved to Rosary from convent.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, Rosary was 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So my therapy would be 8 to 10 in the morning, and then again 6 to 7 p.m. So uh, that is to be the schedule. When you talk of my focus, I learned to focus very early in life because of this. The 3 hours of therapy were only therapy. The school was study, and probably sometime in the evening to play. So my energies were molded to focus to what I was doing at that point in time.
And I was totally amazed when we first met, Computer Society of India meeting. You know, the usual thing is talk about all kinds of things going on in town and this and that. You did that, but then you focused immediately. Shankar, if you're into leadership training, I need this from you. And this is how we can work together. And I was like, wow, I want to work with you. But then I was traveling so much.
I
Talk
know.
about lack of focus. I was doing too many things at that time. Now I'm much more focused because of the pandemic.
Yes. I was quite good uh, in school. College was okay, and my career, when it came to looking for a job, was that was something different.
Would you go
I
to Baroda?
got asked questions like, "Will you sit for 8 hours?"
Yeah.
If I have done MSc in maths, I think I can sit for 8 hours. I yeah, yeah. I didn't do my education sitting at home. I cycle, I swim, I trek, I run marathons. I love two wheels. So motorcycles are also an my mom will kill me, but yeah, I love two wheels. Serious.
Mhm, mhm.
That's how it is. She made me promise that I will not buy two wheels when I am in Bombay because the traffic is horrendous.
Yes, yes, in Bombay.
So, I abide by that I will not buy, but I will not ride. No, I didn't promise her that. So I used to go dancing every weekend. I would party. I love meeting people and getting things done, helping out people. It's it's there. I think when I went to Bombay from Vadodara, that's when my mom said that you are done, you are up on the ladder, you have attained certain things in life, now you go and help.
Wow.
And that's when I started to look at avenues to help. 1998.
In
Yeah.
fact, speaking of achievements, you became one of the top consultants in QA and quality control and all those things, right? ISO, the
Yeah, I am. I try and get one certification done every year. I keep myself updated on my professional front. I am a software professional. For 15 years of my career, I was on the delivery side. So I started with Oracle. Then I added informatics. I added, I think, almost all the uh, databases that you can talk about.
so the
I have it here in my head.
Oracle,
Uh,
Informatics, and all the others, and now it's all Oracle mostly.
yes, so now it is all Oracle mostly, but yes, I have knowledge of almost all of it.
So, did you also work in like object-oriented databases? And you started in the like me doing the RDBMS relational databases.
Yeah, but after that I switched to quality because I found that I didn't know anything about quality. So
Oh,
I switched because I was ignorant. I needed to learn, and it hooked me. So I didn't leave that. Process,
quality is such a vast field. You can keep on learning new things.
yes, and I keep learning. I mean, every year one certification at least. In fact, even currently, I am undergoing something that I am not very good at, selling. So I am doing a marketing and sales course to learn how to sell.
You're talking about Salesforce or
Yeah, I
selling?
am. I'm doing a course because
Wow,
I
CRM and all
I
that.
can't I can't live without learning. So
Interestingly, my background
I
has similarities to yours because I was in hardware quality, hardware testing,
I
verification.
am a hardcore. I am still a hardcore technocrat at heart.
Yeah, I used to
I
be. Now I'm more marketing.
but I need to learn to sell my skills.
Yes, yes. It's always helpful.
So I should do that. If I don't know how to do it, I should learn to do it.
I moved from hardcore technology into hardcore marketing. I would be happy to talk to you about the transition at some other point, but it took some time, but you have very high emotional intelligence besides high logic and all that. So it's much easier.
Yes, well, actually, I pick up vibes
Exactly.
from people, from
Yes.
people,
Yes.
and but probably the storm inside gets to me,
Well,
and
that's
that's
a
what
complex
makes me
subject.
helpful.
That's a
So
complex subject because you have high empathy, and high empathy can translate to either um, empathic connection. And a lot of the marketers and salespeople, they look at empathy and how do you monetize it. In other words, how do you use it towards
yes,
making money? But you have high empathy and you have high compassion, so it can
yeah,
actually
I
go
have
to distress or to helping the other person.
yes. So that's when my mom directed me to this organization called Every Olympics. Every every is Olympics.
Uh-huh.
I'll send the link across so you have a look at it. It's something to do with vocational skills in persons with disabilities and how you can have a independent financial gain from the skills that you learned.
So that they can be financially
And
independent.
yes, that is where I started my journey. And today, I don't know, I have huge, huge work piling up on me on this. I have a helpline. I had a helpline at Yahoo and at MSN for encephalitis survivors. Until recently, we moved to Facebook because that's
The
easier.
encephalitis healthline is on Facebook now.
Yes, yes,
Uh-huh.
we have that. Then, of course, I am also associated with Government of India. I was a director at the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment for 6 years.
Mhm.
National Trust. But that's a body that works for P- PWDs, persons with disabilities. So, 6 years there. Then I switched to education. So I moved to Bombay University and I teach um, disability and media communication. How do you make media accessible to people with disabilities?
So is this to do with human computer interface for people with disabilities?
That's all. So that's where I'm telling you I'm a hardcore technologist.
I can see
How
that.
how to get the TV, the laptop, the phone available to everyone.
Oh,
And
okay. Yes, yes.
whether it's a 80-year-old parent that I have who is hooked to iPad now because we taught her to use it.
iPad. Wow.
And yeah. I mean, and she doesn't really need me any longer to switch it on, to go through YouTube, to go through Facebook, figure out who's there, doing what. No, she has entertaining time with the iPad.
So she has become very socially adept using iPad.
Yes,
Wow.
absolutely, absolutely. My father is okay with the phone. He says, I don't want to get into iPad. That's too much for me. But yeah, that's how it is. And here in Baroda, well, how did I land up here? 5 years back, actually 6 years back, Dad had a tumor removed at uh, Tata Memorial.
Oh, Tata Memorial Cancer Hospital in
Yeah.
Mumbai.
So not cancer as yet, but getting there. So
So
we had it removed,
this was
and
still
that's
not malignant. Okay.
yeah, it was a scare, and it made me think that these guys are alone here in Florida. Let me figure out how I can help them. I asked them to move to Bombay. No go.
Yeah.
Very happy here. Thank you. We have friends here. We have a life here. I'm sorry. I'm not coming to Bombay. Finished. So I said, take it. Mohammed goes to the mountain. Mountain doesn't come to Mohammed.
Yeah.
It's a
By the way,
I
I grew up in
could
Bombay and I have no desire to be in Bombay. It's too big for me. I love Baroda. Baroda is just
no,
right for me.
I love that place, Shankar.
Yeah.
Bombay has a place that matches my thought process.
It's super alive. It's so alive, the city. But
Yes.
I have difficulty because I left Bombay in 1987, and then I could never get back to it.
Yeah. No, I left it 5 years back, and with very good memories. I was a vice president at SR, and they they didn't want me to get out quickly, but I said,
Mm,
these guys are alone. I need to
yeah. Okay.
yeah. I left SR in 2015 and came back home. So this was like I had my own place in Bombay, and I rented that out. It took me about 6 months to shift back entirely to Vadodara. But yeah, I took 2 years to settle down in Vadodara, uh, getting my old connections back, building new ones.
I know.
Yeah, and taking a transfer of CSI membership from Bombay to Vadodara took an entire year. Can you believe that? We are a computer society, and it took
A whole
1 year
year.
for the transfer to happen. And
My thesis advisor was a founder of Computer Society of India in I
okay,
think in the 1960s or 70s. 70s.
yeah, yeah, 1960s, 68, I think, when they started off.
So and
Once
again,
I,
Baroda is a much smaller city. It's like a microcosm compared to Bombay.
yes, no, I was raised here, Shankar. I have,
That's true.
I have roots here.
That's true. Unlike me, yeah, yeah. You were in Rosary and
So,
everything.
yeah, so that it took me a couple of years to settle down, but I am very happy.
I love
Uh,
Baroda because it's just the right size for me.
yes, absolutely. Everything is 10 minutes away.
That's right.
Everything.
That's right.
So that's where it went. I am a member of the Computer Society of India. I'm a treasurer of the Computer Society of India, Baroda chapter. I am secretary of the University Women's Association. I am a member of the Baroda Management Association. I am also a member of the Consortium for Inclusive Education.
Oh, there is a
And that,
consortium for inclusive education.
yeah, that interests me a lot.
Of course.
And in these recent months, I have worked on two notes to the government of India. One was the education policy, and the other was the MSME note for entrepreneurship in persons with disabilities.
So this is a medium to small scale industry, and what can be done to make things make it easier for disabled people.
Maybe how can we cut down on a lot of processes to make things easier for everyone, not just
Yeah,
persons with disability, for everyone.
for everyone. Just because there's so much bureaucracy there, and
Yeah. So I work on a lot of things. Then somewhere in 2017, I think it was Republic Day, yeah, 26th of Jan. My ex-colleague from SR, one gentleman named Anshab Jain, called me. He had set up Bringle as a physical center for learning, you know, skill.
mhm, mhm.
And he had a cerebral palsy student, and he wanted my advice on how to educate a cerebral palsy pe- person to give him skills to earn.
So Bringle from
So
the
that's
get-go,
how.
was it inclusive? Was it meant to be an inclusive academy for everyone?
No,
Not in the
it didn't
beginning.
start out as that, but from the day that gentleman came in, uh, Anja has put that as a mission. And then
Great.
he called me and we started to talk. It took me 6 months to be persuaded because I was quite happy doing nothing at that point in time because uh, a lot of my work was online. So he says, okay, anyway, you are based in Vadodara, it will be online. And if we start an academy online, we can have it inclusive.
Makes perfect sense. So you don't, all your volunteering work blends into
That,
this.
yes, that got me, and I am here. I am a co-founder. I work probably more than what I do at any other job.
Your heart is into it.
Yes, my heart is in it.
Tell us more about Bringle and what it's doing now, because I see it very inclusive now as an organization.
Okay, see, we have mentors. They are onboarded and they teach, they mentor, they coach people. Now, pe- people, I don't discriminate. I have every kind of help available. You have mental health, you have emotional quotient, everything is possible because there are 11,000 mentors on standby for all of us
11,000 mentors now.
listed and going up as we speak. I have about 400 plus on the website listed as uh, our one-to-one mentor. There are so many more who are available for the rest of the things.
Mhm.
The platform by itself is currently inclusive for the deaf. I have all the videos on YouTube which can have closed caption.
Okay, you have the closed caption for people with
Yeah,
hearing
I
disabilities.
am. Yes, I am on Zoom, which has closed caption. So for the deaf, yes, I am looking at voice enablement for the
Blind.
blind.
If you
Yeah.
need help there, I know at least two people in Bombay, very,
Okay.
very committed to it. Dr. Divya, she's a physiotherapist, blind since
Uh-huh.
birth, and she has been working on this. And
Uh-huh.
Kailash Tandel, a close friend, one of my mentees, he is at IIT Bombay doing his PhD. But
Okay.
both are very committed to people with visual disabilities of any kind, particularly
Okay.
complete blindness also.
I will contact you in a couple of months.
Yeah, please. Yeah. And like
Uh,
you, they're very committed because they've seen it all. They have been through the whole thing.
yes. The other thing that I'm looking at is something that I face. I have a problem with one hand, so my keyboard is always on sticky keys. If you are aware of sticky keys,
Oh,
uh,
okay. So you use sticky keys.
yes, I use sticky keys and I use voice recognition myself because
Uh-huh.
there are times when I just speak and my computer responds.
Oh, okay.
So
So you actually are
I
using voice recognition for
uh,
all your
uh,
computer
I
work.
I do. So I when I teach at Bombay University, I also look at how I can reach students beyond uh, a certain point. I had a blind student in my class. I have worked with deaf people professionally at SR.
Uh-huh.
I am always looking at options to create an environment across the globe for everyone to participate.
So, Sharmila, I have a question about that. Um, in my family, I have a brother with emotional challenges. You can say it's like it's very hard to define these things, but
Yes,
um, emotional challenges have a very different tone to it. Reading, writing is not an issue at all.
yes,
Comprehension is not an issue, but jumping to conclusions or strong feelings and trauma, you know. So, do you have people with emotional challenges and disabilities also as a part of your inclusive?
yes, I do. And if you are looking for help, if you're looking for your brother to talk, I can do that.
I
Talk.
will definitely connect him because he is super sharp in terms of mental ability. He can actually speak in like 6 or 7 languages fluently. But the challenge is always emotional.
We all have certain plus and minus here.
Yes,
The
yes.
neuron connections are missing. It's okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
so see, I take it this way. I don't feel bad about people making fun of my talking. I never had that issue. It used to hurt me as a child, I think, but I outgrew it in a year or so.
wow. I
My
guess we get used to
parents,
these things, isn't it?
yeah, even these are not life-threatening things. Chandra. We have a pandemic that is life-threatening.
Yes.
These things are they have to be thrown out of a window.
Yeah, for me also, the pandemic has not bothered me much. And the reason is like you, I faced a completely different set of challenges. But yeah, I went through a lot of pain early in life, emotionally. And so that was much, much more horrendous than facing the pandemic, honestly. It's not
I
easy.
know.
I won't say
I,
it's
I can
easy.
guess. I can guess because I'm talking of 50 years back when I woke up from coma and I wanted to get out of a bed. I could not because my leg and hand didn't work.
Couldn't move. Yes.
So I know the trauma probably at some level, but I tell people that I'm a mm, hurdler. I see hurdles long way off,
Yeah.
and I know how to cross them.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know,
when I
interestingly,
come to the a hurdle that's it's like look, it's
It's
gone.
boring.
It, it, it
It's
doesn't bother me.
interesting.
And
Among all the career options I had, um, I used to get bored very easily. But once I got into hardware testing and what's called reliability of computer systems and like making them fail safe, I loved it because I was so used to dodging or facing hurdles, like you're saying. It wasn't my
yeah,
hurdles, it was more my mother's and my younger brothers. But again, we all go through it together. It's never an individual
it's
journey. It's a collective.
yeah. So I'll give you a case. I have the bicycle was my exercise for my legs. So now, when you look at a bicycle today also, the right hand brake is the front wheel, and the
That's true.
left hand brake is the back wheel.
That's right.
So now my left hand is affected. All I did was switch the sides. There,
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
there is nothing to it.
that's
It's
true.
how you
Otherwise, you
think.
cannot break. Yeah.
Yeah,
You had to
it's how
actually
you
switch the
think.
sides.
uh, Innovation starts because you have difficulty with something. You need to create a solution. You can't be giving a problem all your life, and you can't be living as a problem all your life.
So tell me one thing. I have always believed that um, the biggest jumps in my life, when I look at it, and I see that Sharmila in yours too, was when we had what's called insurmountable hurdles, hurdles that most people would say is like impossible. How you will not survive it. Those were the times when I had my biggest growth spurts, if you will. It didn't feel good at that time. I don't want to trivialize it. Those are very, very hard times. But having gone through those hurdles and learned from it, it made me much more resilient. It made me much more patient and so on. What can people do during this pandemic? Because a lot of people are sad, distressed, almost suicidal. How can what would you say to them?
For me, life is precious. I cannot think of giving up my life because there's a virus out there.
Yeah,
I have lived with a condition because of the virus for 50 years now.
true.
It doesn't make me angry. It doesn't depress me. It has never put me off. I am on all the time. My brain doesn't process fear.
And I've seen that. We've never met one on one, but I've met you multiple times. And every single time you see your zeal for life.
I love life, and I am telling you, I love Bombay because of that pace in life that I had. But it used to be electrifying
Yeah.
living there.
When I was in
I had,
Bombay, I loved it. But once I
I
left,
had toned down my, my bliss here.
yes. It's Bombay's like New York. Once you get used to it, it's very difficult to leave because of the pace of life, the options. Yeah, once I left Bombay, it was hard. But Before that, it was difficult even to imagine leaving Bombay.
No, I mean, if people are depressed, they should uh, take help. Talk to people. Talk to people like us who who are high on life.
True, true. So, do you counsel people? Are there people who come to you because they're going through anxiety or depression or like, listlessness
Uh,
in life?
Especially parents of uh, persons with disability.
Yes,
The
yes,
parents need help a lot more than the kids
that's true.
or the teenagers, because the acceptance part is something that needs to be handled by the parents, not the child.
The child is going through it. The parent
Then,
is going through it even more painfully, I guess. I felt that with my younger brother.
so, well, I have a brother, my youngest sibling. Uh, he is a brilliant doctor. He is in the US, and yes, he is on duty. So, uh, Texas, Houston. He is brilliant, but he also has a problem, if you can call it so. He had polio at the age of 2 months.
Wow, very early.
Yeah, his right foot is affected. But uh, how does it matter in the long run?
True.
He is doing good work. He is happy, and he is writing textbooks for the rest of us,
My,
for the rest of the doctors to study. So I guess everything ends well at all times.
you were talking about getting counsel. My best friend, who I go for counseling whenever I have any restlessness, any kind of emotional challenges, has polio. And I asked him, how do you adjust to it? He said, Shankar, I haven't known life any other way for the
Yes,
last 45 years.
yes, exactly. How does it matter?
But this is where the
Again,
acceptance comes in. This is where accepting our own challenges in life. Often it's egoistic. It's not even the fact that if I lose a finger, the rest of me is still Shankar. But
yeah.
accepting the fact that I've lost a finger, the feeling of loss can go on for, for quite a while. If I,
No, when you have survival at hand,
hmm,
then losing a finger
is
doesn't
nothing.
matter.
That's true. That's true.
Doesn't matter.
That's
Not
true.
at all.
And therein lies understanding, a deeper understanding of life,
Yeah.
deeper understanding of the
Actually,
meaning of life.
yes. If you look at life, it makes you ego less at some point in time.
That's true. In
Makes
fact,
your ego less.
I had to let go of my big IIT ego, Stanford ego, to find joy in life, honestly. For years, I used to think that I was smarter than others, and I was so dumb. IQ doesn't mean a diddly when it comes to
No,
having fun
I,
in life.
IQ, EQ, everything. I mean, you're a human being, and that counts.
That is it.
And only that counts.
Yes, yes,
That is all.
that's true. That's true. We hang on to these crazy things as if our entire identity is at least I did for many, many years. I hung on to certain epithets or laurels, if you will, and my whole identity was based on those laurels.
No.
So what gives you the most joy? I've every single time I've met you, you've been this, as you say, high on life.
Living. I'm telling you that living gives me a high.
Wow,
Every morning when I wake up, yeah, I am alive and I am happy.
wow,
That's it.
that's it. As simple as
That's
that.
it.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad we finally had this a longer discussion on topics that normally people don't talk about. I had it in my notes saying I wanted to talk to you about challenges, but you know how our culture is. We try to only talk about things that are pleasant. We try to talk about things that are non controversial. We try to talk about things that will never appear like, you know, fault finding, if you will. And
Hmm.
finally, I mustered the courage and I invited you. You said immediately, yes, let's talk. And I was like, okay.
No, it's been a pleasure, Shankar. And nothing really uh, bothers me. I mean, there's nothing uh, uh, that you say, uncomfortable subjects. There's nothing like that. For me, everything is open. It's an open book.
So
My life is an open book.
if there's any aspirations you have for the future in terms of any goals, objectives you want to achieve, what would
Oh,
that
yes.
be?
Uh, we have set at Bringle, we have set to touch 1 billion lives in 10 years, 2020 to
Wow.
2030. Uh, 1 billion lives.
Now that we've
So
had this
at
conversation and
least
it's
the
such,
country, at least the country.
now that we've had this conversation, I want to commit myself to the cause of Bringle because I wasn't sure when I first looked at the website exactly what it meant. Now I know. Now I know exactly what you mean. And I hereby commit that I will be a part of the mentorship program at Pringle. And I'll
Thank
also
you.
see if my brother would
I'll
come
be
and
honored.
get the support he needs.
Yes. In
And do you
fact,
have it
I
in
was.
multiple languages?
Oh my. Yes.
English, Hindi, many other vernaculars in India?
I am adept at English, Hindi, Gujarati, a smattering of uh, German that I learned in school,
Uh-huh. How about foreign
and
languages? Is there support available for, say, Espanol, Spanish, or any other
Spanish.
Arabic?
Spanish. Yes,
There
I
is.
have I have French as a language in- at Bringle. I have Spanish. I am looking at introducing German as well. So yeah,
Great, great. How about counseling in foreign languages?
I'll try and get them. Definitely, I'll do that.
Wow,
Right now, it's US. Most of it is US, UK, and India, Southeast Asia.
Southeast Asia
Bombay.
too. So you have languages of Southeast Asia as well.
No, not language, but people.
Uh-huh.
People.
Yeah.
Uh,
Most of them do have English as a
Australia?
first or second language.
Yeah, yeah. Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. I
So
can
pretty
go
much all
on.
the English speaking countries for sure.
I intend to get everything in in Bengal. We don't have, like I said, I don't discriminate. So everybody is welcome, and yes, I would want the globe to be there.
So I'm going to share your, of course, Bringle Academy information. Is there any other way that people can reach out to you? Is Bringle the best
Yes,
place where people can reach you?
yes. I have sent you my link for the one-on-one
Yes,
mentoring.
yes,
You can share that across.
certainly,
No,
certainly. Well, all I can say, Sharmila, is that I love what you're doing. And yes, you indeed are
my
high on life.
direction.
And I got high on life only after I was able to set aside all these laurels and labels. Before that, it was all that roller coaster all the time. Looks like you were able to let go of it much earlier in life.
I have let go of attachments as well, and physical attachments to places, to things, and doesn't bother me at all.
Uh, and wherever you go, you find people who want to be around you,
I
which is wonderful.
I'll make a home anywhere now. It doesn't matter to me where I am. I am home. This
Yes.
entire globe is my family. That's all.
Well, I'm glad we had this longer discussion because otherwise, you know, it's funny. We often have this 30-second kind of elevator pitch. It wouldn't have
Yeah,
worked. I'm so
yeah.
glad we had this much longer discussion.
Yes. I'm so glad to connect that team.
Yes. And fortunately, I'm going to be in Baroda at least for the next month or two. As long as the
Yeah.
pandemic is still going strong, there's no question of travel. So I
Yes.
do have the travel bug in me right now because, like you, I want to support people around. But now almost everything is online through Zoom
Hmm.
calls, through WhatsApp, through messaging on social media. So I'm
Let's
very much
get
in Baroda.
get
Let's
on to
catch up.
Bringle, get on to Bringle, get onto the platform. We are on Zoom. We are on WhatsApp. You
Fantastic.
can, yeah, and just connect to people across.
I'll do it tonight. I'll do that
Okay,
tonight.
do that. I'm very happy.
And we will definitely meet in person within a week or
Yes,
two,
do it.
as long as
Yeah.
Baroda doesn't get into another lockdown.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think
We
so.
have cases spiking up, but
Yeah.
like I said, you can't be afraid and be locked down in your own house.
No,
No.
no, no. Interestingly, when the pandemic broke out, I was in South Korea, and but I didn't know. I hardly knew like 5 words in Korean, so I went to San Francisco, and sure
Uh-huh.
enough, it was there within a month. But I did not want to be locked down, so I went to Mexico and learned Spanish. But
Uh-huh.
by then, India was locked down, and so was California. So I stayed in Mexico for 3 months, and that
And
became my home.
yeah, beautiful place.
It was very different and it was very nice. Have you been to Mexico?
No, I have never been to.
It's very tropical. It's very, in many ways, it's similar to India. It's very tropical and Mediterranean. So you can say it's like a hill station in India,
Ah,
like a Lonavala or a, any hill station in India comes closer to big parts of Mexico.
yeah.
But again, I'm glad to be back in India. Glad to
Yes.
catch up with friends again, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm so glad that we had this discussion. I'm logging in today, and we will catch up in person within a week or so.
We'll do that.
And to those
Def-
of you who are still with us, this is the kind of things we do. We discuss all kinds of topics because the pandemic cannot stop life. Please don't postpone your life. Many people I know, including me at times, say, oh, after the pandemic, I'm going to do this. After the pandemic. No, no, no. Let's talk about what we'll do now. Let's talk about how we will face our life in the here and now. And Sharmila has been a great inspiration for me personally. I've met her with other people many times, but I'm going to meet you one on one, and I have much to learn from you.
Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. Yes.